Now, finally, wander through the countryside in northern France where the First World War was fought, and you will see empty shell cases turned up by ploughing left by the sides of fields. But near Verdun, in what are known as red zones, there are thousands upon thousands of unexploded shells, perhaps millions of them. So dangerous are such areas that even after a century, access is restricted.
The poppies still flower in the fields of northern France in a landscape where once were fought the bloodiest battles in human history. This land will never be the same. Beneath its soil still lie the young men of France, Britain, Germany who became known as the lost generation. But the soil of what was the Western Front holds much more than the remains of the dead. We joined a team of French explosives experts on their regular patrol through the forests around Verdun, where French and German troops fought for 300 days without pause. We keep to the tracks. The area is known as a zone rouge, a red zone, so littered with high explosives, some have compared its contamination to Chernobyl or Fukushima.
Non, c'est une casette de... Ah, casette 16 ou casette 17.
We're not talking about the occasional shell. In one afternoon, we collect dozens of them, many found and marked in orange by the forest warden.
Il y en a encore des tonnes. Des tonnes. Des tonnes et des tonnes. Encore. Ah oui, il y a encore des tonnes et des tonnes.
There are still tons and tons, Captain Moreno told me. There will be decades, centuries of work for us because the ammunition is buried and every year it's rising naturally to the surface.
Chaque année.
Given what we know about how the First World War was fought, you may wonder why such a great battle took place in a forest like this. But of course, this wasn't a forest. This was agricultural land that, thanks to the legacy of the First World War, can never be used again. 60 million shells were fired during the Battle of Verdun. 6 million, 1 in 10, didn't explode. Among them, shells that not only contained high explosives, but mustard gas as well. 500 kilos of explosive shells were loaded into the back of the Land Rover in a little over 3 hours. They do this every day, year-round. More than 500 tons so far this year, being kept in a giant warehouse near Verdun, ready for destruction in a series of controlled explosions. The scars left by 4 years of trench warfare are sometimes visible, sometimes hidden, but they are a legacy that the French people will still be living with in another 100 years, maybe much longer. James Mates, News at 10, on the battlefield of Verdun.